From Giuseppe's studio, it's the Lombardi and JP Talk Sports podcast. It is the start of a new NFL season. The 2025 season is about to begin. Week 1, and we are starting with the Cowboys and Eagles. It's Lombardi, it's JP, it's me, Scotty P. Let's get it on. Here we go. All right, gentlemen. JP, how are you doing today?
Finally.
You like that?
I'm doing good. I'm doing really, really good now.
Very good. Happy start to the NFL season.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if he's doing that good. He may tell you he's doing okay, but within the first 5 minutes of this show, we're going to really know where JP stands.
Boy. Yeah. Some big news here. We got to get into, JP. What's the latest headlines with the Cowboys?
So my wishes weren't granted, and we traded Parsons away for 2 first-round picks and Kenny Clark from the Green Bay Packers, and this is just god-awful. So my take on this trade is it is a bad trade for the Cowboys. We lost the face of the franchise, a premier pass rusher that's only a couple in the league that it was his talent, and we lost him. And now, we talked about in the past, we talked about the Khalil Mack trade. We talked about other trades that were good and bad. Like, this could be our Herschel Walker trade for the Dallas Cowboys, but right now, if you look at what we got back from the Green Bay Packers for this once-in-a-lifetime talent, Parsons, I feel like we got shortchanged on this deal. Again, 2018, September 1st, the Raiders trade Khalil Mack to the Bears for 2 first-round picks, a third-round pick, and a 6th-round pick. This is the same kind of timeline, right? So the Parsons got traded on, in late August, and then this is a trade that happened early September. I feel like we could got more for Parsons, and I just don't like this trade. Now, if you go back in 2022, the Jets trade Jamal Adams to the Seahawks, a safety, not a pass rusher, a safety, not the same impact, and they got 2 first-round picks in a third-round pick. So we got 3 picks for Jamal Adams as a safety. I feel like Parsons' value is way higher, and I know you're going to say, well, this could be a chance where Jerry Jones could take those picks and turn them into the Emmitt Smiths and the Michael Irvins and all those guys. It's not going to happen, guys. It's not going to happen because I have the resources to tell you why it's not going to happen. Jerry Jones is not a great drafter. Now, he has a great team sometimes, and he did hit on some, but 2023, we drafted Mozzie Smith first round. He sucks. We get Kenny Clark because he sucks. He's not a great player. He is a bust, right? 1998, we drafted Greg Ellis instead of Randy Moss. We took Greg Ellis. He sucked. Bust. Okay? Felix Jones never turned out to be a running back like Emmitt Smith like he was supposed to be. He sucks. The list goes on and on. Mike Jenkins, Bobby Carpenter, right? All the way down to Taco Charlton. Sucked. So you think Jerry Jones all of a sudden with 4 first-round picks in the next 2 years is going to do something different? He's not. He's not the guy. He's not a good GM. He is not a great GM in the NFL. I know we get a guy behind him. Willie McClay could be great for him, but Jerry Jones sucks. I don't trust him. So what do you think, Joe? You think this is a good trade for the Cowboys?
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done. I am done. Jerry Jones sucks.
Take a deep breath.
God. I told you within the first 5 minutes we would know where he stands. Any questions? All right, real quick. Did you take your blood pressure medicine, by the way? Hey.
I had my first physical in a while, and it wasn't
great.
Good.
It wasn't good.
Listen, I'm going to say this again. Jerry Jones, thank you for showing Micah Parsons the door. He needed to go. He is the biggest prima donna there is in the NFL. That guy, as Scotty had pointed out earlier this week, that guy had all the power. Do not tell me, Micah Parsons, you want to be a Cowboy for life and the Cowboys are where you want to be. Jerry Jones offered you $200 million to be a Cowboy for life. $200 million making you the highest non-paid quarterback, and you walk out the door and you tell, like as Scotty had said earlier, you tell the Cowboys and their fans you didn't have a choice. Man, you look like a fool standing up there at your press conference with the Green Bay Packers. It looked like a funeral, not somebody signing with a new team. It was awful. You were so sad to be a Green Bay Packer. You won't admit it, but you were so sad to be a Green Bay Packer. And the last thing I'm going to tell you is this. Jerry Jones did what he had to do for the Dallas Cowboys and the team as a whole. Micah Parsons, see you later.
No, listen, I rebuttal this. Jerry Jones had all the leverage. He had him for 3 years guaranteed. If he played or didn't play, we were in the same seat we are now. Kenny Clark doesn't make us any better. We already have defense tackles that is going to be comparable to Kenny Clark. We had him for 3 years guaranteed. He had to franchise tag him 2 more years, and there's nothing that Parsons is going to do about it. So we had him. We had him for 3 years.
It's because you did all your research and you're telling me about all the flops that we had, and this is not going to help. Tell me what Micah Parsons, in a quick 30-second, I don't want you to go off. Quick 30 seconds. Tell me why Micah Parsons is so valuable to the team based on 4 playoff games, 1 sack, trash sack against 45-year-old Tom Brady with 2 minutes left in the game. What has he done for the Dallas Cowboys in 4 playoff games? 30 seconds. Tell me why he's so valuable to the Dallas Cowboys. Go ahead.
We're not looking in the past, looking for the future. He's a premier pass rusher.
Don't
he's a premier
the question.
I can't count. 1 sack in 4 games. That's what he has. But they double team him every single play.
So $200 million for a guy that has not shown up for 4 years. This isn't a 1 or 2 year thing.
This makes us worse.
Is he that valuable to the Dallas Cowboys?
This makes our team worse.
Even though Jerry Jones says he's making the Cowboys better this year.
He's delusional.
Lombardi, what about the value for the trade that JP's talking about?
He's right about, listen, and this is where we align again. He is right about the value. The problem, as he stated, is that our draft picks are going to be maybe 22, 23, 24. It's not a true first-round draft pick where we're getting a top 10 pick. I get that, and we could have got more. The problem people don't understand is that there were only so many teams Jerry could have gone to that had the salary cap and had the money to sign Micah Parsons. There was only so many teams.
So you keep him then?
Oh, keep him on the sidelines and miserable?
We could do this trade next year and get more for him.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now we're going into week 1. We thought we would have Micah signed before the first game. Micah is no longer a Cowboy. What are we going to expect, Lombardi, from the defense here?
You know, I'm not gonna even go even with Micah Parsons if we had him game 1. First of all, his reps would have been really low. So let's just focus on game 1, right? And what we're doing with the defense. I don't even think that's going to play a factor, believe it or not, in game 1. And I'm going to tell you why. We're playing a guy, ready?
Yeah.
2 names, Saquon Barkley. And I'm going to be honest with our Dallas Cowboy fans. It's not the Micah Parsons game 1, week 1 would have no impact in this game because they're going to be a run first team. If we don't show that we can stop the run, what has been a nemesis for the Dallas Cowboys for many years, we're going to get blown out of this game. So I don't even want to hear about Micah Parsons. I don't want to hear about the rush on Jalen Hurts. I don't want to hear all about that. The big takeaway from my standpoint when it comes to the defense is, are the Dallas Cowboys going to be able to stop the run in Saquon Barkley?
No.
Then we lose.
No, because we're not going to be able to stop the run because Barkley and Hurts are going to be our Achilles heel of that game. Now, I think if we can keep scoring, because they have a good defense too. The Eagles had a good defense. Of course. And if the Cowboys offense can match the Eagles offense and we can be a shootout, then I feel like we have a shot. But if we get we get kicked in the first couple quarters here because we can't stop the run and we're not doing anything on offense, we're coming out rusty because they didn't play any starters in the preseason. So if we come out with rust on and the Eagles are ready to go and we can't stop a nosebleed, we're gonna be in so much trouble in game 1.
We've talked about that.
Like we got Sam Williams and Dante Fowler Jr. as the starter DNs for the Cowboys this year. And if Parsons was in there, it'd make me feel a lot better going into that and going to week 1. Now, Kenny Clark, he's supposed to plug up the holes up the middle, like with Osa. They have some history together. Kenny Clark and Osa. He played with Osa's brother. If Kenny Clark can come in strong and make an impact, and we can stop that run early, then I feel better. But I still would rather have Parsons and Kenny Clark on this team right now. And we drafted that kid from BC.
Yeah, Donovan. I can't say his last name.
How you say it, Scotty?
Ezeraku.
Ezeraku. They call him Ez. I'm going to call him Ez from now on.
Donovan Ez.
Let's all agree on that.
Donovan Ez.
Yeah. He's not even a starter because he's a rookie. And I think he has more firepower than Fowler Jr. I would put him up ahead of him in the depth chart, but it's not how it's listed right now currently. So I don't know. I'm excited to see Kenneth Murray. We got him from Tennessee Titans. He's a great young linebacker. We were kind of short in linebackers last year. Obviously, Overshown comes back week 5. We got Bland and Diggs on the field for the first time in a long time, and they're both locked up. So I do like some of the players we have on defense, but they gotta stop that run early. If we do not, and they start running a train on us, we're going to be done.
And you think if Micah, if you think, JP, you think if Micah was on the field, it would be different?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, because he puts the pressure on Hurts. Hurts has to look over to the left every time he takes a snap. Going, I'm going to kill this player or not? Like, he has the pressure. Now, the Eagles' offensive line is the best in the business. They have great offensive linemen. They're known for being the top tier set of linemen in the NFL. But you have to double team Parsons. Are they going to worry about Dante Fowler and Sam Williams? They're not going to worry about them. They're going to go straight on with them. They don't even double team those guys. They're not that good. They're probably going to maybe double team Kenny Clark because he's a big body up front. But Parsons brings way more pressure than anybody else in that team right now.
Not with the run game. I understand with the play that you're missing the point. I understand what you're saying about Micah Parsons and having to double team them if they're going to be pass first. I get that, and you are right. They're not pass first. You have Saquon Barkley, who killed it last year. If you don't think we're going to get a heavy douse, regardless of Micah Parsons or not, we are going to get a heavy douse of that run. And Maze Smith is going to be really on highlights. If he's going to come through and be the guy he is. He came in looking better this year. He's in shape. He's excited.
He's a bust.
Let's see what he's going to bring to the table.
I hope I'm wrong, but he's a bust. He's a bust. We got Kenny Clark in this trade because we needed defensive tackle help. He's a defensive tackle that could be starting. He sucks. He's done. His career's done. Kenny Clark's okay.
He's an all-pro.
You're saying Mazi Smith, he sucks.
You got to give him an opportunity.
I did 2 years. He sucks.
Well, let's see.
Well, last year against, the Saints and the Ravens, maybe, was Mike on the field during those games? Aren't those the two games that they ran the Cowboys off the field?
Yeah, he was on the field. He was on there.
He was on the field.
So was Osa, who's still on our team. So was Sam Williams. Still,
and it wasn't even Saquon against those other teams.
We had no linebackers either. I mean, Overshown got hurt.
That's true.
That's
true.
I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
All right. Well, we'll see on the defensive side of things. Michael Irvin mentioned in his podcast, once they lost Micah, how difficult it's going to be because he thinks the offense is going to be, and we're going to get into this. This is my segue into the offense here, is going to be a high-scoring offense. And when you put a lot of points on the board, the other team is forced to put more points on the board as well. And so they're going to have to pass a lot. So you need that pass edge rusher in Micah to help stop that. Without that, he thinks these games are going to be shootouts every week.
Yeah, I agree with him. I totally agree with him.
Yeah. So how about the offense? So let's look at the offensive side of the ball now. We have CD, we have Pickens, we have Dak. Everybody's healthy, knock on wood, start of the season. But they haven't played at all. Like you mentioned, JP, they haven't played a snap.
I'm more excited about the offense than I am the defense. So, yeah, obviously Dak, CD, and Pickens and Jake Ferguson. I really like Jake Ferguson. I liked him a long time ago when we first drafted him. He went to a Kelsey camp, and Kelsey even said, watch out for this Jake Ferguson kid. And he's definitely living up to his hype. I do like him a lot. The offensive line, I love I like Cooper Beebe. I like Tyler Booker, the draft pick we got. Tyler Smith is one of the best in the business. Love him too. Terrence Steele's a great guy to be out there. He's a reputable guy. But Tyler Guyton has been awful, and he's kind of like a Mazi Smith. He could be one of our first round busts if he doesn't come out this year and play well. I'm hoping and praying that, yes, we knew he was a project when we drafted him, but I'm praying that he comes up this year. We need him to be strong on that left side because Terrence Steele's good, but we need to, if we could get him as one of our core guys for the future, for the next 4 or 5 years, that would be fantastic. But we still have a question mark at running back. Javonte Williams is not a great premier running back. Miles Sanders is second on the depth chart. He's backing him up. Now, Jaden Blue looked awesome in the preseason. I love him out of Texas. I think he's going to be the starter down the road. I think he's going to be the starter this year down the road. But I have more hopes in the offense than I do the defense. I do agree with Michael Irvin's comments. I think it's going to be a shootout every single game.
It's amazing as take the Cowboys out of it. It's amazing on how much of an NFL fan and intelligent you are when it comes to football, because you clearly are. I question.
I'm missing the point here.
Here's the setup. Look for the left hook coming, JP.
It's coming. I can feel it.
Here's
the heat.
Rope-a-dope.
You won't shut up.
I guess you're gonna fucking hit me now.
I question right now why you can't see from going from college football to the NFL that there isn't an adjustment period with some of these guys. Why are we hammering on Maze Smith right now? Why are we hammering on Tyler Guyton knowing that he was a project? Why don't these guys, why aren't we seeing what they're going to do in their sophomore year? Why are they just absolutely non-existent right now? They have obviously showed some type of talent in their college years. They were number 1 draft picks. We're going after their sophomore or junior season here.
You said it right there, though. The number 1 draft picks. When you're around 1 or 2, you have to come in the NFL and impact right away. That's why you're drafting so high. If you're a 5th round, 7th round pick, I get why you don't come in with an initial impact. You have to develop this player. But if you take him first overall pick or first or second round picks, you have to come in right away and add to this team. You don't draft a Joe Burrow to sit for 3 years. You draft him to go change our franchise.
Well, listen, you're missing the point too. A first round draft pick, top 10 first round draft pick. Yeah. Travis Hunter, I expect him to do unbelievable things, wonders, the number 1 first round draft pick or number 2, whatever he was. But what I'm trying to say is this. Tyler Guyton was taken in the first round, but late in the first round, similar to what your Green Bay Packer argument is with Micah Parsons. We're going to get a first rounder in the 20, 21, 22, 23. Those guys are not necessarily going to have the impact that you want. The first top 10 picks, yeah, I agree with you. They should have automatically immediate impact. You got to give these guys an opportunity to get their feet wet in the NFL.
They said in the draft that Guyton was picked early. He could have been picked in the 2nd round, 3rd round.
But he wasn't.
We took him early because we wanted him. He's from Texas, and he's a big guy from Oklahoma. We wanted him. Well, we reached for him. That's why if we took a better player, better value player in the 1st round, we could have a guy who could be an impact player. Maybe not in that position, but somewhere else.
Well, that's why we did it.
But everybody knew on draft day he was a project player. Mozzie Smith, a project player. We took him in the 1st round because we were reaching for a guy that we could change in potential. But other teams are taking the best player overall, and they have initial impacts right away. If you look at other teams, it might not be a position need, but they take the best overall player. They don't take a project in that position.
Well, you say that, but and there's some truth to that, but not really. Like, we didn't have a left tackle.
Yeah.
Who's going to protect? You say
free
that,
agency,
but here, hold on.
Anybody.
Go ahead.
Free agency, trades.
Okay, good. So you know what? If you don't think we needed a left tackle to protect Dak and it was the right move to make, then you're crazy. You just don't pick a player because he's top on the chart.
That's what they did, though.
Well, I disagree.
All right. Well, you mentioned that offensive line, that starting offensive line. Expected starters are one of the youngest lines in the league with an average age of 24.4. And they are under their new offensive line coach out of K-State, Connor Riley. So in his first year in the NFL as an offensive line coach. So it should be interesting to see. Hey, thank you all for tuning into the Lombardi and JP Talk Sports podcast. Wherever you get your podcasts, be sure to subscribe, follow, and like. We're here for you every week with all your Cowboys news, information, and opinions. All right, now, gentlemen, let's move on to get into our Nostradamus part of the show here. Let's make some picks. Now, what do we think here? Before we get into our select games of week 1 that we're going to do our picks for, I first want to hear your thoughts on what do you think. Now, we just talked about the offense, the defense, the strengths, the weaknesses of this team. What's their record going to be like this year? What do you predict? Do you think they're going to make the playoffs? Are they going to be better this year, have a better record this year than they did last year? Keep in mind, 3rd toughest schedule in the NFL this year.
Before we traded Parsons, I thought our record would be better. So right now, I thought we were going to be like 9-8 or 10-7, but right now I'm sitting at 6-11.
Wow.
Sorry, fans. Every time JP speaks, it's going to be about Micah Parsons. This could get old by week 15.
It's not going to be a positive statement.
This could get ugly by week.
I'm hurt by it. I'm a Cowboys fan, and it hurts to see a top player leave.
All right, Lombardi.
I'm going to make a stretch. I'm going to go with 10-7. I'm gonna have some confidence. I think they're gonna They're going to mold. The chemistry is there. I have a lot of support with Shoddy in turning the franchise around, and I'm going to be more of an emotional fan right now and say 10-7.
Think they make the playoffs at 10-7?
Shoddy's a rookie coach with no big playmakers on defense besides maybe Diggs and Bland. I don't know how we can have a winning record. And we're going against Washington Commanders team that went to the playoffs last year in the NFC Championship against the Eagles. So two tough teams in our division. I just don't see how we can win those games this year.
That's why we play the games.
I hope I'm wrong. I'm a Cowboys fan. I hope I'm wrong.
Are you sure?
I am a Cowboys fan.
Like
I'm trying to be realistic.
Really tough division. Really
it is a tough. It's the best division in football.
Don't kid yourself. The Giants are not going to be as bad as they were last year. They might have their franchise quarterback in Jackson Dart, and he's not going to start the year with Russell Wilson, but they got a lot better from last year.
I agree with that.
So I all those teams make me nervous this year.
So is 10-7 going to be enough to make the playoffs?
10-7,
Wild card,
9-8, 10-7. The problem is that it is the best division in football, and that's what I was going to say. I don't know if that's going to be, that's what I don't like about the NFL is the way that the playoffs work. You can have a 10-7 record and somebody
win the division, Houston,
right. And somebody down in the South is going to be, I think it happened a couple of years ago when Tampa Bay had either a losing record or
7-9 or something.
And they make the playoffs when there are other teams that have a better record. So I'm not going to say they're going to make the playoffs because I do believe that we are in the toughest division in football. And I do know, listen, I'm not here to deny it. The Commanders and the Eagles are going to be really, really tough to compete with. So I don't know.
All right, I'm going 8-9. I think they are going to win one more game. The loss of Micah, the gain of Pickens. I think the offense will get them one more, but I still don't think, with or without Micah, I don't think they're making the playoffs anyway this year, unfortunately.
I agree with you.
We have it on record. All right. A little different from each one. All right, so let's get into our games now. The 4 games that we're picking, obviously, we're going to pick Cowboys and Eagles, but let's start. We'll save that to last. Let's start with the game from Brazil, Friday night, Chiefs at Chargers, but again, in Sao Paulo.
I think the Chiefs beat the Chargers easily.
Easily.
I think the Chargers are overrated. I think they have a lot of holes in their lineup, and I think the Chiefs are still angry about that Super Bowl appearance. So I think it's Chiefs all day.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think there's no match here. Chiefs take the Chargers, and I don't think the Chargers are a bad team. I just think the Chiefs are too strong. They're going to come out strong. They're going to come out fired up, and the Chiefs. I don't want to say bury the Chargers, but it's not going to be close.
All right, I'm with you. I think the Chargers are a better team than JP gives them credit for. I have no reason to believe this other than the Chiefs have been that good for so long. They've got to come down to earth at some point. And I'm thinking this season they're not going to be as good as they have been. And I don't think they're going to make it to the AFC Championship game. That's one of my bold, if you can call it bold, predictions. But I do think the Chiefs are going to win this game. But look out for the Chargers come playoff time. All right, next game, Lions at Packers.
I hope the Lions annihilate the Packers. I hope.
I wonder why.
I hope Gibbs, Montgomery, St. Brown, all those guys, Jameson Williams, just annihilates that Packers defense, and it's not even close. Let's go Lions.
Once again, this is the most we have agreed on this podcast, but I am going with the Lions. I just, not because of Micah Parsons, but I just don't. I've never liked the Packers. It's hard to support the Packers. They're just for a lot of reasons. I don't want to get into it. Was it a catch? Was it not a catch? We can go right back to that, or with Mike McCarthy having success there and not having success in Dallas. I can go on and on about why I don't like the Packers, but I like Dan Campbell, and for that game, I'm going to support the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, how can you not like Dan?
I think they're going to knock the Packers off.
You think they're going to have as a successful season, the Lions, this year as they did last year?
I think so. And
you think
and
so?
like Dan Campbell says, chew their knees off. Let's go.
Yeah, and you know what? They lost a couple great coaches, so it's going to be interesting to see what their chemistry is.
Right, and for that reason, I think the Lions are not going to be as successful this year as they were last year. It's hard to replace great coaches, particularly on offensive and defensive coordinator positions. This game, I'm going with the Packers. I think the Lions, I'll be rooting for the Lions. I want them to do well, but I'm going with the Packers. I think the Lions will still make the playoffs, though. All right, next game, Ravens at Bills. We got some great matchups here in week 1.
I think this is going to be a shootout. I really like the Bills in this game. I just think Josh Allen, he's got to win it this year. He's got to take his team to the Super Bowl. They're running out of time. They're running out of youth on that team. So I like the Bills overall. They got Joey Bosa on the defensive side, And Josh Allen's Josh Allen. So, I mean, obviously Lamar Jackson's great, but I trust Allen more than I do Jackson.
And I'm emotionally speaking and professionally speaking, I am a Buffalo Bills fan this week. I had just drafted Josh Allen for my fantasy football team. And so he will be throwing lights out. He will be owning the Raven defense. You heard it here first. But I do think the Bills are stronger than the Ravens, even though Lamar Jackson is awesome, as we know. But I see Josh Allen and his offense coming out strong and taking care of the Ravens.
Me too. I also picked the Bills, and I'm also picking the Bills to win it all. That's my Super Bowl team. That's my pick this year.
I don't think that was supposed to come up yet.
Oh, boy. It's a little foreshadowing for our fans. All right. And lastly, the Cowboys, Eagles. Who you got? JP?
You can go to me last.
No, he can't even say it. He can't bring himself to just utter the words.
I'm going to puke.
All right, Lombardi, who you got?
So this is tough, and I am praying, hoping, and going to be screaming, swearing, yelling at the TV like I usually do. However, I do think we are a big underdog. I do think we're going to have a lot of things happen for the Dallas Cowboys to knock off the Eagles. It is a hostile environment. Our starters haven't played, and we're a slow starting team as is, and I don't see a fortunate outcome for us Dallas Cowboys. I do think the Eagles will knock us off. However, that's why we play the games. Go Cowboys.
Ditto. JP, you're up. You got to say it.
I don't think the Cowboys are going to win this game.
That's one way to put it. Okay, very good. All right, excellent. Well, those are our picks for our top 4 games. We will make our picks for all of the other games in week 1, and we will keep track of those throughout the season, just like we did last year. All right, it is time to move on to the next segment. Scotty P's shout-outs. So here we go. We're going to make this quick. First and foremost, Leroy Jordan, one of the anchors of the Cowboys' doomsday defense of the 70s, has passed away at the age of 84. Jordan helped lead the Cowboys to their first Super Bowl title ever in Cowboys history, obviously, their first Super Bowl title over the Miami Dolphins in 1971. He was the first player actually inducted into the Ring of Honor under Jerry Jones's ownership. Our condolences obviously go out to the Jordan family, and we take a moment to honor and remember Cowboys legend Leroy Jordan. First shout out. I'm not even going to hit the gavel for that. All right. Let's go down to baseball, MLB. Phillies slugger Kyle Schwarber became the 21st player in MLB history to have a 4-home run game against the Braves. First Philly to have a 4-home run game since Mike Schmidt did it back in the 70s.
Philly sucks.
We're talking Philadelphia.
Yeah,
and
I hate
producer
Philadelphia.
Nate is in the house. Philly, man.
Yes, screw Philadelphia.
You know, I'm a little upset right now. You're gonna pull this Philly BS, okay? The Yankees just came off a 7-game winning streak.
Oh, we're gonna
back
get
in
to that.
Oh, okay. All right. Then I don't care. Move on.
But not the winning streak.
Hit it. Who cares?
All right, there you go, Nate. That one was for you. All right, moving to WNBA, Paige Beckers. We've talked about Paige Beckers on this podcast previously. August 20th in the game, she became the first player in WNBA history. Let that soak in for a minute. First player in WNBA history to drop 40-plus while shooting 80+% from the field. Again, 40-plus scored, 80+% from the field, and she did so as a rookie.
Yeah, she's got a bright future in Dallas.
I love it. Not only
great.
is she a UConn kid, she was a great. We've said this. She was a great kid at UConn. She did a lot of community service stuff, and in addition, she's a great athlete. She deserves nothing but the best. Love that story.
Excellent. All right, moving on. College football season is underway. The MAC's Bowling Green starts their second season in a row with an opening kickoff return for a touchdown. Second time. They did it last year. They just did it again this year. That's how they start their season.
What college is it? Bowling Green?
Bowling Green.
Yeah, hit the gravel.
Shout out to you, Bowling Green. Good on ya. Excellent way. That's like impossible to start that way.
Great.
All right.
What just happened?
I don't know. The MAC
I
division.
missed something. I didn't
my
even know.
God.
No, you don't get to.
I missed
Sorry,
it?
sorry. you
Playing Division II
too
college or
slow.
something?
Got to speak up. All right. In a recent 4-game series in the Bronx, the Red Sox come within the final game of this series, sweeping the Skanks at home. But since then, the Yankees have taken back first wild card spot. I think there'll be a lot of leapfrogging here over the last month of the season between these two teams.
In next 2 weeks, I'm really looking forward to the Toronto series with the Yankees and against the Red Sox at home. We have to take those series to make a strong playoff push. But I do like what I've seen from the Yankees lately.
Love the Yankees right now, and
Aaron Judge, MVP.
It's been a roller coaster ride with the Yankees, and if we can get hot now, don't count
It's
them
the right
out.
time. It's the right time to get hot. Let's go, Judge.
It's
The
all about
roller
getting hot.
coaster will continue. Continue to ride the roller coaster. All right. The Lombardi JP Talk Sports podcast is powered by Lee Creative Media. Ready to make your brand unforgettable? At Lee Creative Media LLC, we create scroll-stopping, stunning photography, high-impact video, and bold social media that gets results. Lee Creative Media, where your story gets seen. All right, it is now time as we wrap up the first show of the new 2025 NFL season. It's time for final thoughts. Lombardi, leading us off.
Yeah, real quick, my final thought is, it's unfortunate that the Dallas Cowboys don't get credit when it's all about criticism and not positive critique. And you know what? Hats off, Jerry Jones. I'll tell you once again, you brought Deron Bland back, $92 million contract. He's going to play on the opposite side of Trevon Diggs. This is one thing that I'm super excited about this year, to watch Trevon Diggs on one side of the field and Deron Bland on the other side of the field. They're both awesome Pro Bowlers. They're going to be both Pro Bowling cornerbacks, and they're going to rip it up, and we're going to see some interceptions and pick sixes. Can't wait to see you both on the field.
JP, your final thought.
All right. So obviously, I'm not optimistic about this season. We had the third toughest schedule in the NFL. And if we get off to a slow start this year, I'm telling Jerry Jones, blow up this team. Get as many picks as you can, get rid of all these players and start fresh. Because if we're going to hit on some picks, we need as many as we can in our pocket to hit on. And if we're not going to make these big splashy moves, go out and get players we need to fill these holes, blow up this team. Get rid of all these players, Dak, CD, everybody included. Start fresh. Because I can't sit through another 10 years of just barely making the playoffs and losing first round. I'm done with it. Blow up this team if we got to a slow start.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate the conversation today. You boys enjoy week 1. I know we will. We're going to have a live streaming watch party Thursday night of us here in the studio watching the Eagles and Cowboys. Those of you at home, enjoy NFL week 1 of the 2025 season. Keep the conversation going by commenting, liking. Let us know your thoughts, and go Cowboys. Peace out.